Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this amazing bear. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Oh, he's so cute. He's like, do you have any honey? Any cookies? Maybe something delightful? Isn't he great? Oh, look at him. Ah, I love his nose. I love the curve. Look at the texture in his fur. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to need pencil, paper. Then we're going to have our oil pastel set. We have a 25 color set, but we're going to try to use the colors we haven't used very much of. So it's their turn. Black is going to be a major component. Woohoo! We never use black. That's very cool. And then we have a plastic butter knife. Yes, that's right. A plastic butter knife. All right, so let's get started. I have our 8 by 10 piece of paper. Notice I have it arranged tall ways up, and I've got tape around it. I've marked to the corners, and I have found my midpoints, and very gently I have drawn a plus sign on my picture. This is the exact middle of the picture here, so this will help you when we're drawing our bear. And I've drawn mine probably a little darker than you need to, because when you draw it, only you have to be able to see it, but I need to draw it dark enough that it can be seen on camera. And then the reason why it needs to be more gentle for you is because you're going to have to erase it later. So just start this way and you'll be ready to go. You can have any pencil, any eraser, and we're going to sketch on a bear's face. I've also made a little mark at the halfway point at the top and the halfway point at the bottom, which is to say that the center line is marked off into fourths. Notice that when I do this, I measure from the paper behind the tape, because there's no way for me to know if you have tape on your paper at all or how wide you have your tape. So I have to measure to the edge of the paper in order to make sure that we can all have the exact same measurements to give you the best chance for success, right? So that's how my paper is organized and ready for us to start drawing. It's a coincidence that this is a bear face when I tell you that we're gonna start drawing using this midline, the vertical midline. And we're just kind of build our way up from it, kind of like a totem pole. So it's gonna be kind of fun. So right about here where this mark is going to be the side of where his bottom of his nose starts, and then the top of his nose will be about halfway here. And then we're going to go back down and we're going to put a very large circle shape on this side. It almost looks like a flat circle. So a full circle would be all the way, and we're just going to cut off the top and the bottom and curve it like that. So an equal sign with curves on it for his nostrils. See that? And then this part of the nose will go around and around, and it's going to come down so it's thicker, meatier here, and then to there. Almost looks like a mask or something, or a pig's nose a little bit. And then this is where the nose kind of heads down his muzzle or snout and goes about like that. So bears do have big noses, so that is the big nose part of it. And then beneath here is kind of like where his lip would be, and we're going to go over about here for the muzzle. So already it looks kind of cute, even though it doesn't look like a bear. We can have a vision for the cuteness. We're going to find this midline, and we need a mark. Let's see, mark here on the line and here on the line, which looks like a happy face, but those are not the eyes. That's just going to help us with the distance for the eyes. Kind of like that. So we've got these little folds, these little marks And then we're going to go over and like that. All right, so that's supposed to be his face coming forward. And then about here is where the eye will actually go. So it's closer to this line than it is to here, so I might have to move it down. Yes, I'm going to have to move it down. So I'm going to go to there for that mark, and there for the eye. Oh, nope, got to move it out. I need it to line up. Yeah, so out like this. See, even Miss Alayne has to erase a few times to get where it goes. But now I can tell you the landmarks better for where we are. So here's our nostrils, here's the side of the nose, here's the side of the muzzle. You're gonna go up, and so this line should be reaching out and floating there so that we can do this. Curve, curve, so like 2 candy canes. And then his pupil. Very cute. Okay, so now we just have to do that in the other direction. Sometimes symmetry can be harder. So let's see if I can get this one in the right spot. And I'm going to run up to there. And then rainbow, bigger rainbow. And pupil. Yay, he looks wide awake. It's gonna work out though. And then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna go around the eye, kind of like I'm making a panda, but I'm not. And I'm gonna go like this, unless I gotta go the other way. I know. The good news is it doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical to still look like a bear. So close enough counts. They are not even exactly symmetrical with their coloration anyway. So kind of like that. And then we get to go like this. And like this. And then we're going to go. He's fun. All right. Then this is gonna come down, down, down. But go like that. It is kind of like making a mask, which is very cool. Go way up at the top. Work my way down over there. Down, over there. Oh boy, then my ears are going to go off the page about here, but they've got some hair going to them like that. Okay, so now I got to do that the other way. Then we're going to come back in on this side. Kind of fun because it kind of feels like concentric circles almost making this guy, not a sky. Okay, that looks really cool. Okay, I've erased the helping lines, and then I noticed that this part of the face was too far in, so I've moved it out a little bit and cleaned up any messy areas to make it a little, I want his cheeks a little chubbier coming out, so I erased those, made sure all that part was erased, and just kind of clean up any sketchy bits. Now, most of these lines are going to get covered with the Crayons oil pastels anyway, but what I want is not to lose the hard edges of the nose, like the nostrils, and I definitely don't want to lose his eyeliner. So instead of using markers to trace or anything, we've learned in our Crayon process that this paper is pretty thick, and if we press hard, especially if we hold our pencil up and down, we can trace grooves in. All right, so I guess a mechanical pencil is not the best choice for this because it's like, oh, I don't want to do that, thanks. But any pencil you have, we're going to trace the eyes and the nose and maybe the lip. Let's do the muzzles from here down to here. And then I'm going to do the eyes this way. The groove will be in the paper. And even if the crayon gets out of control, you will be able to see where the eyes are, because there will be a divot in the paper around where it is. Now, of course, if you're not happy with how you've drawn it, don't trace it yet. See how much darker that is than the rest of it? And so what happens is, even if I erase it, erase, which is not necessary for you to do, by the way, it is almost tattooed into the paper because it's down in the grain of the paper. So that's what we want to do. We're going to press really hard and get divots for the eyes and the nose. All right. So I will get back to you in a second after I've done that. Okay, so this is all the pencil drawing that you need for this project. I've pressed really hard to outline the eyes, the nose, and then from here down and the bottom lip. So these little lines and this little line and the rest of the little lines, not pressed hard. But from here all the way to here, and from here all the way to here, all these parts of the nose are really dug in deep, where you can see kind of like little ridges in the paper, which is very dark and very nice. And so now we are officially ready to get started with the colors. So first, I'm going to start with pink. So we got our pink color, and I'm going to put some right here on the nose. Yeah, because I can, and it is fun. And we have not used pink in a while. Some pink right there. Oh, that's so cute. Maybe a little pink right there. And a little pink there. And I will put a little pink right there. Yes. And how about a little pink there? So this is going to be a colorful bear. Yeah. And maybe a little bit like that. Very fun. Haven't used pink in a while. Now I'm going to get my pale purple or my light purple. And purple is going to go getting into lots of things. All right, so I'm going to go over my eyebrow, follow this W that was in the middle of his head, kind of. Notice I'm using pretty good pressure here. This is not going gently into tomorrow for sure. This is very, very purple. Down to the pink, down to the pink, down to the eyeball. I'm going to put some on the edge of my nose. This is very fun to get to do all this purple. But on that part above the nose, where the nose kind of looked like it had a hairstyle. Now it has purple dye in its hair. And here, and a little bit like that. And don't worry, it'll all be worth it. It'll all be worth it. Purple up there where the pink was, kind of over like this. Use pretty good pressure, because if you don't get a good amount on there, it's not going to work out well for you later. So you want to make sure there's plenty on there. All right. I interviewed people to find out, like, what colors do we have lots of? And we have used very little of the olive brown. So olive brown gets to come over the eye here. Olive brown gets to go under his nostrils. and kind of around his side of his nose right there. Olive brown. He's going to get to have olive brown bottom lip. Lucky guy. Olive brown next to that. Olive brown here next to the pink in the middle. Maybe next to the pink right there. And put a little olive brown in my ear right there because, hey, olive brown hasn't got to do very much. I'm going to put olive brown over here next to that line right there. There he is, olive brown. Woohoo! Which, yeah, I'm going to put some, like, right there. Yeah. All right. Another color that we're going to use is our yellow-orange color. So I'm going to come underneath of his eye to that little line. I'm going to put some in his eye, like a little smile. Yeah, not the whole eye, just in his eye. Top of his nose, right over there. Oh, this little part right here. So fun. No, it's like a rainbow of fruit flavors, except I don't think that the bears do fruit flavor stories as much as like rabbits and stuff for the cereal. Okay. Next, there's a dark brown called Van Dyke brown. The Van Dyke brown is going to be kind of on the edge. Now, we talk about this because these are soft. You can't sharpen them. As soon as you sharpen them, you would wear the point off in 1 second. But I'm going to try to go where the pencil was on the eye, kind of like that. And then I'm going to go outside the eye to the purple like that. All right, so I've already worn that side off. So now I'm going to do this one like that. And this one has the dark purple, the dark brown on this side of the eye instead. I guess the light's coming from here. I don't know. It's just very colorful. So a little bit there. And then we're going to put some brown on that pencil line that we drew there. And we're going to outline that ear and outline that ear. And you can see I'm using a lot of pressure even to get turn him into a sunshine bear where it goes like this. Not stitches, not Halloween, no, sunshine, shining rays. This fur is gonna go in that direction. And then we have this one. And so we're gonna have some darkness there and there. Okay, and let's go ahead and trace this one, this one, and that one. All right, cool. That was good. All right, so now we're gonna switch to the one that's called brown, but it's a reddish brown. And this one, we're gonna go on the eye where we put the orange and the dark brown, and we're gonna color over them all and kind of mix them together to create those reddish brown glowy eyes like this. Yep, looks a little bit like red laser eyes, but that's what it's supposed to look like, so don't worry, you're on the right track. And then we're gonna go on this line, this pencil line to here and around there, pencil line to here. And we're gonna go around his little muzzle, all the way to his little lip on that on the outside of that pencil line that way. Looks like most of our pencil lines are traced. You can do a little bit on that one, a little bit that one. Yeah, I think oh, well, nope, can't do that one. My friend Prussian Boo's gonna come in there later. All right, and so then I can do a little reddish there in the ears. And a little bit of reddish and down there for some fur. Up and down there for some fur. And over here with the olive brown for some fur. Olive brown isn't on that side, but it gets to be that side. All right, it's looking cool. Oh, and I should go around the top of the nose that we did a divot into the space. Like that. All right. What other colors have we not used a lot of? Okay, so yellow ochre. We're gonna need some yellow ochre. You'd be glad for this one because this one's gonna kind of tie all of this stuff together. So we're gonna press kind of hard and we're gonna go around his eye and blend that stuff. Now I'm gonna leave a little space close to the eye. So kind of like go around the eye, but leave white next to it. And then I'm gonna blend the pink, the olive brown, go right on the pink. This is the blendy color. It's this whole muzzle. Oh yeah, and I gotta stop at that pencil line across the top of the nose. So all of this, the purple, the pink, everything is blended with the yellow ochre color. Some people call it raw sienna, but this one's definitely a yellow ochre. You can see sometimes I go up and down, sometimes I go in circles like a street sweeper. The main thing is, however, it helps you get good pressure on there because we want pretty good pressure. You want enough that it's kind of slip slides around. Like that. And right now I've got like little schnoodlins from the Cray Pot on there. Let's leave them on there for now because they're not going to hurt anything. We go to wipe them, they are going to hurt something. So eventually you'll see, it won't be a problem. So we're just going to leave those there for now. So now he looks shy. Oh, give me your honey. I don't have any honey bear. I switched to agave for some reason. It was on sale. Oh, I want some honey. Okay, so there's his face, very cute. And we need some light blue. So we go to our pale blue. And this stuff here above the nose, it's got the pale blue blending into it. So we're going to blend some pale blue there. Yep. And then we're going to put some pale blue, kind of like radiating like a fan. So, and then we're going to skip a space and radiate like a fan. And then a third time. And see how that kind of joins that purple up there. Yeah, okay. So that's all the light blue that we need. And we're just gonna have regular blue. Now, if you can't tell which one's regular blue, as long as it's not the light blue, you're fine. So there are two that probably fit into the regular blue category. I don't think it matters terribly which one it is that you decide to use. So just choose a regular blue. And we're going to color here. It mixes a little bit with that brown. Going to color in between there. I promise this bear is not dressed up like a clown for the circus or anything. This just happens to be the colors that we're going to see in our bear picture. It's actually going to be in the undertone, so that's why it works, which is good to know. Especially if you're really concerned right now for like what is going on. Oh, this blue. Okay, and we'll put a little on this side. Yeah. Put a little in his ear. Very fun. And I'm gonna put a little bit on his eyelid up there. Eyelid. He's from the 80s. He's wearing his eyeshadow, his blue eyeshadow. It's very, very fun. All right. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. Then I want to use my friend Prussian blue, which we always use a lot of. So I don't know if you have very much. If you don't, you can switch to regular blue. But, you know, I love Prussian blue. So I'm going to Prussian blue more down here, kind of down in his little throat area. Oops, I got on his bottom lip. All right, so try not to go on his bottom lip like I did. because that is not ideal. And then I'm gonna put some Prussian blue here up to that side and over to that side. Then I'm gonna put some Prussian blue in this corner, and some Prussian blue in that corner. Oh, it looks so good. And I'm gonna put a Prussian blue curve a little bit under the eye. Now notice when it mixes with the ochre, it gets kind of a green tone. That's fine. I'm gonna color his nostrils Prussian blue in there. Prussian blue instead of black right now. And I'm gonna put a Prussian blue Groucho Marx mustache on his upper lip right there. See that? Groucho Marx mustache and his little lip. And I'm going to color the rest of the inside of his ears with Prussian blue so that it's got kind of a blue middle and then a dark Prussian blue around the outside. It's looking very cool. It looks like Baby Bear got in Mom's makeup while she was not paying attention. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good, I promise. All right, so back to our purples. Because now that we have everything in place, we can color purple in the part that's not the bear up here in the background. So purple there, and purple here. It's probably the fur coat of the bear behind the ears. It's important that we don't have light backgrounds on this because we are going to use black crayons, and black is very messy. As you know, we've been warned against black so many times. So it's kind of amusing that we're actually going to use purple today. Going to use black today. So now I can fill this area up with black. And this, black, purple. My words are getting all mixed up. It's a good thing you can see what I'm doing. Okay, black will come later, which is why we're filling everything up with these colors now. So I purpled here and I purpled here. Okay, ooh, all right, let's get red. Which red have we not used? Have we not used this vermilion hue red? So this is like the reddish orange one. So let's use that one. So this one's gonna fill in all the other places on this side that we didn't put the other colors. So if you use regular red, this is what it looks like. And if you use the red orange, this is what it looks like. If you can't tell the difference, it doesn't matter, right? It's going to be just fine. So we're not going to go up the middle, but we're going to go on the sides with whichever red you find big enough to do it. And if you only have half of each, you can do one with one color and one side with the other. So I'm going to stick with my red orange. He kind of looks like he's a haunted bear now. I got all the red going in those empty spaces. Red in the empty spaces over here and there. All on the side. So the plan is that there's no red here where we put the yellow ochre. And that the red and the purple and the blue are all in these other places. Oh my, lots of red. Okay, now right there, what goes there, Miss Alayne? I don't know, but I think it's not going to be red. I think if you got red there, it's not a problem. But I think I'll go with purple again. Purple, maybe. Oop, purple jumped in. Purple wants to be in. So we'll put purple in between the light blues. Yep, that does look good. Okay. And any white holes I can fill with purple. Oh, and then what are we doing with this nose? Okay, well, we already have the olive brown. Oh, let's put purple next to this Prussian blue down here underneath, next to his Groucho Marx mustache. Yeah, he has a purple mustache, that's good. And then I need my olive brown color because I accidentally got on his lip, so I'm getting his lip back. There's his lip. Okay, cool. And maybe I'll put a little red under his lip on that blue. Get it stand out. All right, so we're gonna get our peachy color. This is pale orange. And I'm gonna go under the eye. It kind of blends that blue. So I don't have any white under there. And then I'm gonna blend a little. It's not doing very much on this part because I put a lot of the yellow ochre, and I don't regret that. I'm pleased with that choice. But this will just smooth it a little bit more. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like the craypaw is mixing it up. Going around that part. Yeah. Now he kind of looks cool just like this, but don't worry, this is not the end. This is just like fun coloring. So let's get a close up how he looks. See all that really smushed around there? And I even think I use this color to kind of do a little U on the reddish brown color. It kind of creates a little highlight in his eyes. We're a little distracted because he doesn't have the black pupils yet. So that's part of why it looks a little empty, a little distracting. But let's use our Van Dyke brown, that's the more chocolatey brown, to color the rest of this nose that we left vacant. We put the other colors in place. Aha! Okay, I love it. Very cool. When you see your bear like this, you're going to be tempted to just dive right in with the black. But what we have to do is to get this all kind of smoothed out or blended together before we add the black. So we're not going to take our finger and blend it like this. That is a technique, and people do that with oil pastels. So just keep in mind that I'm not teaching you the one right way to do something. I'm teaching you a way to do it. So for this project, we don't want to do that because we don't want it to get thin down to the paper. So we're going to take our plain old orange craypaw, not the Cheeto colored one, but just the regular orange. And we are going to go not on his muzzle with this, but everywhere that we have all this blue and brown, everything that's like outside of here, we're going to color it with that. Now, not the sky though, or his body, but we're going to take our orange and we're color on top. So let me show you what I mean by that, because I am going to start here at his face. I'm just going to do this corner first so that you can see what I mean. So I want there to be lots more wax or oil pastel filling in all those white places. So it's going to go on top of the brown, on top of the orange, on top of the red, on top of the blue, on top of any purple. And I'm going to go all the way to the corner like that. So see how now you don't really see any white parts, okay? And then I'm going to come up a little bit. Let me go all the way to his little muzzle there, but not on the muzzle because the yellow ochre and the light peach has already blended that zone. So now see how I'm going all the way here, and it blends it nice together, gets rid of those white spots. All right, so when I get to here, I'm going kind of side to side. I need to go up and down. Now I think I'm going to avoid that purple corner there and definitely go inside the ear. Inside the ear. Those schnoodlins we mentioned before, they're just becoming a part of this now. So if they start getting on the side of my orange and pushing it around, good for them. That's a good task for them. Yeah, you might want to put newspapers down before you do this project because it's messy enough to get your house messy, I tell you. My orange will never be the same. Good thing you don't need orange in winter scenes very often. Okay, all the way. And we're gray on this purple. So let's see what it looks like. Gray on the purple. That works. So purple was color 1, gray is color 2. And now you can see his ears separate from his face. So this is what he would look like if we were making him a very brown bear. But next, black. So when you get your black one, peel the paper off your black one. So we have some details to do with the black one, and then we're gonna make some fur coat. So this will just help you like your picture better if you color those things in, because then the bear can see you and you can make them a little bit bigger than that. And then you can go where the blue is, up on the blue for where his eyelid would be. Eyelid. And then down here where the blue is, for the shadow under his eye. So notice it's not where the pencil was, it's down under. So kind of think football player with that like black stuff they put on their eyes so they can see the football in the sun. All right, so that's where that goes. Then we're gonna go on the top of the Prussian blue and the top of these nostrils, and then we can kind of trace the side where we did that with our pencil. And we're gonna trace his mouth right there, and then trace around right there. All right, so if you are particularly fond of brown bears, there's your brown bear look. And my new white I ordered didn't come yet, so I just have my little nugget from last time. So I can put a little dot, boop, boop, right in the eyes, makes them very sparkly. Oh, and I can put a little white right there where that blue is. All right, so now is where we're gonna knock off some of those schnoodlings. So here we go. Fall off, schnoodlings, fall off. The big obvious ones are falling off. All right. My name is Bear Priscilla. She has very nice eyelashes now. All right, so the black one. Yours are a little smaller, but break it because it needs to be shorter, because it's easier to parallel park a smart card than it is to parallel park a homework. So we can have a little smaller. Do a little dusting. I'll let this land. I'm going to avoid the muzzle, and I'm going to use medium texture to do a soft, gentle layer of this color over top. Now what's interesting is that you maybe didn't notice the blue so much because we put the orange on it, and then we put this black on it, and it's like, wait, I can sort of see the other colors a little better. So it has little gaps in it because I'm just staying on the surface, and I'm not going on the muzzle of the lip, just going on the fur coat. And then I'm not going on that gray area. I can kind of outline this a little bit, but I'll probably do that again later, so it doesn't matter. But that is where I'm going to do that. So don't press with all your might. And you're using the side, kind of pushing it like a snowplow. Okay, let me give you a close-up of the texture that you'll see. That is the texture that you want to see. Isn't that lovely? That's what we're going for with that top coat there. It's very cool. So all around. And notice we're putting black on there, but because we're not pressing with all our might, all those other lovely colors are kind of shining through. So it just reads like a very dark brown. It doesn't read like a hole in your paper, a dark pit of despair. No, it just reads like a dark brown. All because of those lovely other colors we put under there. They still have more to do, but we're glad that they're there for now. You can kind of go in circles. You don't have to hang wallpaper and go just an orderly, go in circles. Right? How cool is that? And the ears. All the way to the corners. All right, now we don't need watercolor on this one. So if you have some in your kit, because I haven't planned ahead as far as I plan to for December, you don't need that. So if you don't have it, then we won't need it then either. But we don't need it now for sure. Yeah, snuggle a little closer under there. Oh, he is so cute. So cute. Redraw his mouth a little. All right, so that looks cool. Doesn't that look cool? Wow. All right. So I'm right now going to get this like pale orange one because I want to see his little bottom lip a little better. So I'm just going to come down here, make sure I can see his little bottom lip a little better. And then maybe a little bit more eyebrows. There we go. Oh, yeah. So if you want to stop right here, you can. I have more fun planned for us on this. So keep watching. But if you like this picture, you can watch to the end of the video and be like, nope, I'm stopping here. This is what I want to see. Next, we get to use a plastic knife to make fur. Now, I don't know which kind of plastic knife you got, because plastic knives are not all the same. But hopefully, the plastic knives that you have some sort of little teeth on them. So these have giant teeth, which I almost never see the giant teeth variety, but who knows? You might have this one. This one has little teeth, which are a little bit more common. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. But who knows? Just like, see, yes. 3 out of 4 plastic knives have the little teeth. See those guys? Okay. So you want to think about our bear as when we were a small child, and we still even do this sometimes. We draw a sun, and then we do this. These are called radiating lines. So basically, we need a bear with radiating lines around him. So had we done a lion, that would have felt even more appropriate. But that's what we're going to do for our fur. So come back face. Again, we got our dust. We got this guy. All right, and then we're going to choose one of my 3 plastic knives. And I'm going to hold it like this because I'm not actually cutting steak with it, right? And these will kind of go up. Don't press with all your might because then you'll wear off your teeth and you won't have enough teeth on your knife to do your whole bear. This should work pretty easily. You shouldn't have much trouble doing this. Okay, and then going this way, they will radiate to the side. And when they get full of stuff, I think it'll just move out of your way. But if you need to, you can kind of pull it off a little. This side, and then it comes in here, goes this way. And rows of shorter strokes are better than real long strokes, because if you do real long strokes, it will look more like a lion instead of a bear. Isn't that cool? Now, all those pretty wild and awesome and wacky colors that I had you put on there can make their appearance. He looks like fireworks, or maybe like Avita the bear. I don't know. It kind of has that kind of glowing kind of feel. Look at that. Avita the bear has all the wonderful colors. There we go. That you need if you want to succeed. All right. It's a good thing I'm not your music teacher. Yeah. Get the ears. Definitely a bear icon. Whee! My tripod's a little in the way down here, but we'll get it. All right, and you can decide more or less. How fun is that? To that part. All right, so now there's lots more schnoodlings. So this was some random paintbrush that's not good for painting because it came from the Dollar Tree. So it's just a very good for dusting off schnoodlings brush. So you can find anything. You might have a little brush from your hair dye kit or an old paintbrush that you're not using for paint anymore. Just something that's soft because it'll dust off those bits. The bristles are falling out as I'm doing this. Yeah, perfect for this though. Just to kind of loosen them up to get them off. All right, what do you think about that bear now? Look at that. So you have choices. You could have stopped before you scratched, or you could dive in and have fun with the scratches. Let's see what the big teeth one does. If you have the big teeth, you will have to be very gentle pressure because that can get off the rails really fast. Okay, so yeah, he looks good. And I'm very pleased. I am all done with him in my opinion. I can use my pencil to kind of scratch out my name down here. Yeah, 24. Or I could have waited and signed it after I took my tape off. But you can use your pencil if you need to like create lines around anything. Because it looks good on there too. Look at that. It's a handsome fella. I don't know that I need my pencil very much though. Because I'm pretty pleased with how he looks. Now some of you might be like, well, why are we scratching on his muzzle? Well, in my mind, they have longer hair everywhere else, and that this lighter color is kind of like where they have that shorter fur. So that's why I didn't, but you can if you want. I'm very happy. I'm going to take off my tape now. Well, first I'll make sure all my schnoodlings are gone with my little brush. If you don't have a brush, you can gently, you're not cleaning off the floor, but just kind of like barely move it. But it's pretty fun to use this. Surprisingly effective. And then you can take your tape off. And remember when you remove your tape, to pull it low in a right angle away. Oh, I feel like I need a little bit more scratching right there. Right there. Did you see that spot? You feel like, Miss Alayne, there's a spot. All right. Whew. And then pull away. And some paper will come with your tape, but it won't tear into your bear. So that's the goal, is not to tear into your bear. Just, Mr. Bear is upside down like this. Oh, he looks good. All right. So see how gorgeous he looks? Oh my goodness. Right there he is. Priscilla the bear. Nice. Well, I can't wait till our meetup so I can find out what you named your bear. And if you decided to scratch, if you decided to leave him the other way, he's looked pretty cool at many steps along the way. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.